Alright, this is the little generator I built. It's got the battery inside, the inverter, solar charge controller, and this is where you plug the solar panels in. Yep, it's a regular household plug, and the other end has the plug for the panels to the wires that'll go to the panels. I put a switch in here that shows the battery. So this is all it right here. This controls all the stuff inside for this. And this inverter is a Krager 1100 watt inverter. There's the voltage. So let's see if we can run something. Oh, and of course my camera flash has to turn off. Go figure. See if I can maybe adjust. There we go. We have here a 100 watt panel. This is currently wired in to the portable solar charge controller. There is the current input voltage coming in. And this is how it is plugged in. This is just a regular household modular plug. One side is polarized, wider plug. The other side is just a regular size plug. This is just a receptacle with wires on the opposite end, 10 gauge wires that are coming out, going through a fuse and coming in to here. There's the current voltage. So let's plug this in. There we go. Solar power coming in. Get a better view. There we go. And this little particular solar charge controller, it's a little cheap thing. It takes a maximum 300 watts, so 3 panels. If I had a couple more out here, which I do, they're just not outside. And up to 30 amps. This does also do 24 volts, but this is only a 12 volt system that I have created here. Made my own little cool generator. So there we go on the charging part. This is a monocrystalline panel. Regular 100 watt panel. Alright. We're gonna power this water cooler. There we go. That way you can see the wattage. Now let's turn it on. First it'll be the fan, and then I'll run the water pump. It's now turned on high. And there's water running. should kick back on high speed. There it goes. Now it's got water running. And it's pulling a little over 200 watts. It's staying about 12.2, 12.1. So right now I'm only pulling 200 watts. So there we go. This will run the water cooler. Good way to stay cool, I mean, when there's no electricity. Alright, let's see what else this thing can run. Alright, now for one of my personal big questions. Can this thing that I built run my refrigerator? I think we should find out. We're going to use the refrigerator that I repaired. So, just in case anything did happen with it, I guess I'm not really out any money, right? Well, except 10 bucks, so I don't think anything will happen, but just in case, my main fridge that's in the kitchen will not be used for this example. Just as a precaution. I have my sidekick helper, Daisy. She says, "What is that thing?" Alright. This is the fridge. As you can tell, I've got it unplugged. So, everything's off. I just unplugged it. So there's the plug from behind the fridge. Oh. So let's bring this thing over here. Let's get it plugged in. Now this circuit breaker is currently turned off. So let's power this thing on. There we go. And alright. Alright, let's turn on the fridge. There, just a minute. I heard the compressor. I hear it running. It's only pulling 200 watts. Ah, I'm impressed. Yeah, I hear it running. Sounds pretty good, the compressor. Yep, as you can tell, this is just mainly where I keep my canning jars of meat. The jars I use for canning vegetables, I keep out on a shelf. So, I'm not worried about the veggies being in ambient room temp, but the meat I try to keep about between 50 and 60 degrees. This is just a spare fridge. It's actually running. That's cool. Yeah, I hear it. You can see the wind blowing. Cool. And this is a full-size fridge. It's an older one, which I think older ones are best for the inverters that I have, the modifieds. These ones will run on the modified inverters a lot better than the ones with the little computer panels and everything. The computer panels eventually can burn out because they need pure sine wave. But for an older fridge, that's pretty good. Yeah. Well, now after it's done, it's went back. Now it's at 190. Sweet. Well, that answers my question. Can I run this during an outage? Yep. If I have to transfer everything out of my other one, sure enough. Sweet. Alright. Alright. For my last shits and giggles, let's try this little generator that I made with this window AC. Right now, I have it turned off. As you can see, it is plugged into the wall. So let's unplug that and let's plug it in here and see if it works. Alright, let us see if we can run this air conditioner on this. Alright, it's on. See if I can get it to focus in. There we go. Showing 12.8. Let's see for the watts. Alright. Let's first turn on the fan portion. Just the fan portion. It is just 65 watts for the fan. Let's kick on the compressor and see what happens. Alright, there went the compressor. Right now it's pulling 366, 377, 394, 399, 405, 410. Right now it's now stuck at 410, 414. The voltage has dropped a little bit at 11.8. Right now it's staying about 424 in wattage. Yep, there we go. So 424 watts. 429, 424, 420. So it's around 400 watts so far. Oh yeah, it's cold. Cool. Yeah. It's blowing nice cold air. It is working. Obviously this wouldn't be able to run forever, but if you had this connected up on a better solar charge controller than this, much better. I mean, you could try it 3 panels, 300 watts, because that's all this solar charge controller can take is 300 watts. Otherwise it'll overload this little one. But if you could run the 3 panels on this, allowing this to charge, try to charge, or stay up at the same time, and then keeping this one within the voltage, you might be able to run this while the sun is still out when it's hot as hell during the day. But you'd probably only be able to run this and not the refrigerator at the same time. So, yeah. As you can see, it's not plugged in here anymore, so yeah, that's pretty cold. Alright. Well, that worked. So, that's a good sign. The voltage is returning to now back to 12.6. So it's a pretty good draw. Now the inverter I like to use, good brand, Krager. And then there's another brand that I have called Idiokoa. It's a green one. It's also a good inverter, good company. So these things can take a beating. So this is for a little 1100 watt inverter. Just powered a little 5,000 BTU window air conditioner. and my fridge, and my water cooler. So yeah. And Daisy's wondering if she can be plugged in, right, Daisy? She's like, what? Plug me in? What are you talking about, Dad? Alright, guys. Well, I'll be piecing this video together, and I'll probably be commentating on this video of this generator that I made. And I appreciate you guys watching. You guys have a pleasant day and a pleasant evening. Say bye, Daisy. Can you say bye? You're a sweet girl. She's a sweet baby. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching.